Jill looked white as a sheet when they brought her back.
Do with a good oil in this.
Should be enough to... How do, ma...
Bardolph. So naturally...
Well, I'd love to help the young miss, but I'm afraid I got my hands full just keeping this place I'd gladly spare mid all. It don't have to be me, though, does it? What about, you know, the one over...
That's right. I'll ask Martha if she can spare...
Least... That Bernard's as good a carpenter as you'll find. By all accounts.
Ah, Clive.
Our home finds itself in need of an extra cup.
I don't mind if he don't.
Thank you, Martha.
He went up to Cressida on business. No idea what, mind. Far as I know, he's...
I'll look for him there, then.
Faster!
Oh, if it ain't the...
You do, Bernard. Martha said...
Oh. Building a workshop, you say? Well, that beats tacking boards to bridges, sure enough. And if Martha didn't mind me being gone a while, then neither do I. You just tell me where you want me.
That's the spirit.
I couldn't ask a favor, though, could I? Before we go?
Of course.
Well, that there is Cressida, where I grew up. Ain't much left of it now, though. Except my parents. But I came up here hoping to visit. I even patched up the bridge to get across. Only to find the place crawling with fiends. But you're a dab hand when it comes...
It's the least I can...
I'd be much obliged if you could rid the old place of nasties.
This shouldn't take long. That should do it.
You made short work of that lot. Thank you, son. Now my folks can rest in peace once more.
How long is it since the village was abandoned?
Oh, people started packing their things after the duchy fell. Between the Blight and the Imperials, you just couldn't make ends meet. Must be nigh on a decade since the last wagon left. Though it may as well have been a century, looking at the place. This isn't the Cressida I remember.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't be. As soon as I'm done saying a prayer for those that... I'll meet you there.
That should take care of Mid's little list. Better head back before she thinks of anything else. Ugh.
Jill looked white as a sheet when they brought her back. I dread to think what happened in Rosalith. The little uns have been up to their old tricks again.
Shouldn't you be getting some rest?
All right, Clive. You've all done then?
I am. I've placed...
That's brilliant.
Is there...
Nope. Blackthorn and Lady Karen have... So as soon as Bernard gets here...
That's my good deed for the day done. Let's see how Jill's faring.
Ah, Clive.
Talia. How's Jill?
Recovering, but she still needs her rest.
Of course. Take good care of her, won't you?
I'll do my best. Oh, Gav was looking for you. He said he had something to show you in the shelves.
The shelves. Oh, that's right. He went to ask Harpocrates about Torgor. He must have found something. You have the look of a man with the twins about.
Talia has tasked me with removing a curse breaker. I'm afraid of what happens if I fail. Is it really?
You don't need me to answer that. You know, I hope as much as you that one day bearers can walk among others as equals. But until that day, and we must lift that burden in order to go undetected. The operation may be dangerous, but it's also...
I know. I still wish there was some, but griping about my lot helps no one, I suppose. Don't worry. I'll do.
I know you will.
Unfortunately, the first thing that needs doing is the prep. Something I can't do with the infirmary's ammonia supply so low.
Just tell me what you need.
No one knows Herblore like Talia, and she swears by ammonia. And fortunately for you, I do. Along the river near the village of Amber Oak. If we could get ammonia to grow here in the hideaway, we wouldn't have to risk our lives to gather it.
overheard your little chat with Rodrigue. It's good of you to...
Here. What's everyone whispering about?
Do you have a moment, Sid?
Which team?
Coles. They were sent to liberate a carrot. They were moving in for their assault when the Cursebreaker managed to release a Stolas amid the... They should be back by now, but I can't help but...
They know the work is dangerous.
But what if I've got them all? Before they go out, I always remind them why we're doing, but I never really thought how my words might affect them.
I'll go and find them.
Thank you. The plan was to intercept the slaver somewhere in the Dragons.
That should be enough to go on.
Oh, I wasn't expecting... You earned this. All done?
Jill looked white as a sheet when they brought her.
And what can I do for you? It'd better all be here. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
It's all right.
Back, are ya? From Sancfordian, do you? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Should last you a good while. And? Clive? Summerstorm. Back to work then.
Clive, where have you been? I've been wanting to ask you something about Torgal. Where did you get him, like, in the first place?
My father brought him back from one of his expeditions into the Northern Territories. They were crossing a snowfield when they heard his cries, and, seeing no sign of his pack, they took him in.
What do you reckon, Tomes?
It certainly adds weight to the theory. Clive, I believe that Torgal may be no mere hound. but a rare frostwolf, an animal native to the far northern reaches of Valisthea. In one of our oldest bestiaries, I found reference to a frostwolf who served as guardian to an ancient queen of the north. Such was his mastery over ether, he could cast magics on command. His name was Fenrir.
Fenrir the Frostwolf.
Now, the annals do not state it explicitly, but I have reason to believe this queen was a dominant of Shiva, a girl from the Northern Territories and her faithful hound. One awakens as the dominant of Shiva, and the other?
You're saying that Jill granted Torgal his powers?
What?
Just like Fenrir. People called him my hound, but Torgal and Jill were inseparable. He grew up as a faithful companion to the dominant of Shiva, and years later, his powers awakened, just when his master needed him the most.
You're right. If it weren't for Torgal blasting those bastards to Kingdom Come, Jill would have been for it.
Quite. Though Torgal's power is his own, his latent birthright as a Frostwolf, it had only to be unlocked.
Oh, get you, Torgal!
You're an even finer hound than we thought.
And regarding your original concern, you need not fear for Torgal's health. Why, the beast has the appetite of a behemoth. Just this very morn, I found him with his nose buried in my nuts.
There you are! I've been looking everywhere for you. Bernard's here. I need you to introduce us so we can get to work.
I shall be a moment.
Brilliant.
It is.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. You and I, but I promise I'll pay you back. I'm gonna work, just you wait.
Then I look forward to see. Now that that's settled, I wonder if Vivian's made any progress tracking down Kupka.
We have everything we need to begin work in earnest. And working.
Thanks from before, son. That was a good deed you did me. Only right I do.
Thanks for letting me do this, Clive. I'll pay you back, I promise.
I wish Miss Miracle.
I think I'll wait till Mid's away to take a tour of her.
How goes that?
Largely, we have myriad sightings of strange soldiers. If only we knew for certain, but...
Well, if anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you.
What?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't.
You have nothing to worry about on that front.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
Well, that's very strange. Gotta love YouTube.
For your trouble.
Oh, it's his uncle.
It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle
Byron? Clive, my boy!
You
Have a
tolerate
cask and
YouTube.
stoke the ovens, for your favourite uncle is here!
That would sound like me if I was an uncle. Ha 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 ha. That's a big old crystal.
The Dalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Reparations?
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dalmecs empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us
No
would have
reparations,
had the
exactly.
courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great
This
debt.
kid's got something messed up with
May the
him.
blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
It kind of does remind me a bit of Game of Thrones, where that kid was latched to his mama the whole time she
Very
was
good.
breastfeeding him, and he was like, what, 12 or something like that?
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dalmecs will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments.
I should have done those side quests before I did this story part, but I'll get back to that.
The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, there would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dalmecs to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan,
That'd be something to see.
it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built.
Oh my goodness gracious.
The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes,
Dijon
sire.
mustard? Jeez. It smells like horseradish. Here's a pretty little flower for a pretty little man.
Prepare for battle.
But sire,
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
if that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. Gregor forgive you.
1 second. I gotta do something with some laundry real quick.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
It's just one thing after another around here, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Fuck me. Never thought I'd see the day Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses came to tea.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people.
Yeah, because I had just got off of it some time ago, so yeah.
Then I have questions.
Sorry, I had my mic up
Please,
because I was
come
chatting
inside,
with my
Uncle.
folks and eating an apple. So
Gladly.
I won't be chewing in people's ears or ears
There
or
are
ears.
2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
One of the things I'm going to ask her to see if I could get a shot or something. Like if I can't get some type of like steroid or cortisone shot or something.
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dhalmekian fleet and Rhys, come here and I'll show you.
Oh yeah, well I'm definitely going to be doing that. I mean, I'm already doing that now, but it's a matter of me trying to taper stuff off to see exactly what it might be. And I still don't really know. And I'm not really going to fully know until I get that blood test done.
This has entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waloed friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waloeders who spirited the wretch
Kind
away.
of feel like in a ways, knowing how much I actually eat chicken, I wonder if that might have something to do with it, because, I don't know. Kind of wondering if the most thing that I usually eat sometimes may end up having an effect on me, especially as I get older.
Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Yeah, that's true.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had
Oh,
intended
no.
to journey Candlewood.
No, I didn't get that candy, by the way. I know I had told you about that, but then after hearing from the doctor about it, I was like, nope, I ain't gonna get this. So I didn't get any of that.
But on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned and where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
I did have me a fajita. What was it, the day before yesterday? Steak fajitas, homemade steak fajitas. Boy, we're good.
Mid's finished outfitting her little workshop, I hear.
That was spicier than I would have liked, but of course. Still.
Of course. On you.
Otto, Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother. I won't risk any more than I have to.
The Lanza and the Fang are all cooked. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's. And only Sid. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe...
Thanks.
So, what?
Don't look so worried.
Thank fuck.
Gav, Otto,
you can count on. I heard they called Rosina the Desert Hare on account of how little escapes her ears.
What's wrong, Gav?
It's this gold your uncle gave us.
My uncle isn't easily refused.
But 2,000 talents.
It's the price of a quayside mansion in the Crystalline Dominion. He sold one. He was hoping to part with it anyway. And, luckily for him, a Sambraquan noble was willing to pay over the odds for a foothold.
But still, I mean, is it normal for nobles to give away that kind of money?
It's normal for my uncle.
Fuck me. Oh, the other half live here?
Well, now that we've got a few gills to rub together, do you think it'd be all right if I splat?
Here, leave some for the... If he's filling his cellar, I'm filling our larder. Starting with a...
I'll leave you to decide how. All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall.
Yeah, especially.
The river was easy enough to find.
Especially since they were bred.
Enough of those herbs.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, man. Once I definitely get everything down pat of what it could be, yeah, I mean, especially if it's going to work out better not only for my skin condition, but also my weight as well, so.
This is the only plant around here with blue flowers. I hope it's the right one. Should be enough to keep the infirmary stocked for a while. Hopefully this will put Rodriguez's mind at ease.
Slavers don't even bother.
Yeah!
Thanks, Cal. Cole, I'm glad you're in one piece.
Just about. Sid, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing here?
Doris sent me to find you. She hasn't heard anything since the attack. She's been worried about you.
I sent a runner to the Dame in Northreach. The Hideaway should have learned of our survival yesterday.
Well, I'm here now. And it looks like you freed the bearers.
Only some. The rest locked themselves in the slavers' carriage rather than fleeing when they had the chance. I want to help them, Sid. But we're barely in any state to protect those few we did save.
You made the right decision. Now where's the carriage?
The goblins may still be out there.
You have duties to attend to here. See to the injured. I'll handle the rest.
All right. Just follow the path to the south. You'll come across the carriage soon enough. And please, hurry. If the beastmen get to those bearers, the poor souls will be eaten alive.
I won't let that happen.
Thank you. And Sid, it's good to see you.
Don't thank me just yet.
When the goblins drove off the slavers' guard, I thought they might be doing us a favor. Damn fool.
They're trying to get into the carriage. A friend. Why didn't you flee with the others? If the goblins had made it through that door...
Why should we run?
Perhaps. Freedom, safety.
Sid, you weren't too late.
This man risked his life to save yours.
Fine.
What we'll do with you is take you to safety.
You can leave the rest to us, Sid. We'll get everyone back to...
Thank you. I'll let Dor...
The little uns have been up to their old tricks again. Drawing on the deck in this time.
I had an apple and some tater tots and a one of those Lipton green teas with citrus for the moment.
Sid, welcome back.
I stole this from the dame. If I'd just waited a little longer, or maybe I wouldn't.
Cole and the others got home safely.
No, I was lucky. I've been tracking that slaver for months, and then I said, Cole, and you. What kind of leader sends people into danger without considering? I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be wary, to pull back at the first sign of trouble.
We swore the same oath as you.
It's good to see you safe and well, Cole.
With all due respect, we Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you commanded of us. We risk them because we believe no one with doubts ever joins our ranks. The agony of removing the brand more.
We all know how much bravery that takes.
Cole, I never doubted your courage. Only my ability to see it put to good use. Thank you for your... I sometimes wonder if I might prefer to risk death alongside the other, but I'm a Cursebreaker.
You will.
I didn't mean to doubt my comrades, but I couldn't leave them out there either. I need to trust them more. I see that.
I hope you didn't have too much trouble.
Only the usual.
Oh, yes. This is it.
You'll do fine. Tyr trusts you.
Thank you for the... I'm sorry. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's a death sentence. Milk of the one ill-conceived incision. A single slip, and the poison fouls the patient's blood. And even success means tremendous pain. Days I became a physiker to help people, not to kill.
Cursebreakers lead hard lives. They toil in the shadows, risking life and limb. Knowing that, and yet we never won for volunteers.
Conviction?
They're willing to fight. To give their lives to create a world where people like us can be more... I know your work isn't easy. But neither is going under the knife.
You sound... It's natural for a patient to feel like this. Thank you for helping.
Alright, man. I appreciate you coming. I'll talk at you later.
I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.